Edmonton in overtime. settle. If you have questions, please use the raise hand function. We'll start with Bob Stauffer, 6:30 Ched.
Leon, based upon the fact that you now have a defenseman leading the NHL in scoring, can you maybe give us some thoughts on what Tyson Barrie's addition has meant to the team and maybe how it's changed the dimension of what your D-core is capable of doing in assisting the offense?
Yeah, he's been huge for us, obviously. I think he brings a lot of patience back there. You know, obviously he loves to be in the offensive zone and create, but I think he's really, you know, made our game a lot faster, and he has that extra second in his game that, you know, creates lanes and obviously he's skilled enough to find guys or get into positions to score. So he's been a great addition to our team and helped us out a lot.
Is there a reason why changing focus here? The games against Winnipeg have been, from our perspective, highly entertaining. They've been higher scoring. What is it about this matchup? Is it something about the Jets? What do you think?
I'm not sure. I don't know. Obviously, like you said, they have been very entertaining and they have been high scoring a lot of times. You know, not the way that we want to play every night. Sometimes it happens, but obviously they got lots of skill. We got lots of skill, so I think it just makes for entertaining games.
Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Leon, this would be the first game you play against them where they have Dubois down the middle with them, which gives them a little bit of a different look at the 1 and 2 center positions. Can just discuss the matchup down the middle tonight and the battle that we'll see between the centers?
Yeah, obviously it gives them a different look, like you said. They got 2 extremely dangerous lines for sure. They're a very good team, so we're gonna have to be ready. You know, match their work ethic, and yeah. But we got a lot of good lines as well.
Jim Matheson, Post Media. Go ahead, Jim.
The power play was really clicking last night, and would you say it just turned the game in your favor?
I mean, I thought we were the better team. Maybe not for a little stretch there in the second where they pushed a little bit, but obviously the power plays to begin the third were huge for us. You know, they came at the right time, and we capitalized on it. So it's a big part of the win.
And the pass to Cahoon, you make those passes look awfully routine. Obviously, they're not, because it was through your legs right to Cahoon. Do you see? I mean, you play with Cahoon a lot before in Germany. Do you just see a player open there, or is he yelling at you?
I mean, I saw him. I know he was there. Sometimes you just have to get a little creative and use your side eye a little bit. And that play was just, something that just kind of came to me, and I thought that was the right play to make.
Thank you.
Jack Michael, 6:30 Ched.
Leon, everyone always asks the D what it's like to play with Mike Smith. As a forward, what does he add? Because it looked like last night, you know, 4 or 5 plays are triggered by a goalie who handles the puck like no other.
Yeah, it just speeds up our game. It helps our D, like you said, get out of our zone. But obviously, we're a 5-man unit breaking out, so it helps us forwards as well. He beats a lot of forechecks with one pass, and like I said, that speeds up our game, coming out of our zone a lot. So yeah, he's big help back there.
And then getting on the power play, is that largely out of your hands and in the hands of the officials, or are there ways to, you know, generate chances? Because it seems like they're going in when you get more than one chance a game.
Yeah, I mean, you have to work hard to draw them. I think that's where it starts. I think our team's been pretty good at that. Obviously, some nights you only get a couple or maybe just one, but you know, you have to work, you have to be engaged to draw penalties and outwork teams. So that's usually where you get more than one.
Any other questions in English? If not, we'll take 2 in German. Maximilian Haupt, DPA.
Thank you. Hey, Leon. Ihr habt gerade schon über euren Torhüter gesprochen. Ich beschäftige mich derzeit mit einem anderen, mit Philipp Gruber, den du zwar schon lange Weile nicht mehr auf dem Eis gesehen hast, aber du dann doch ganz gut kennst. Was macht es schwierig für einen Stürmer, auf ein Tor zu spielen, das von Grubi verteidigt wird?
Das ist eine schwierige Frage. Ja, ich glaube, dass der Grubi einfach ein guter Torwart ist. Ist einfach sehr schnell, sehr athletisch und ja, liest das Spiel sehr, sehr gut. Und ich glaube, das macht ja, für Stürmer oder für Mannschaften schwierig, gegen ihn zu treffen.
Wo siehst du ihn im Vergleich zu anderen Torhütern in der NHL?
Ich glaube, dass er ja, ganz oben mit dabei ist, mit den Besten der Welt. Und ich glaube, das zeigt er jetzt seit mehreren Jahren. Und ja, ich glaube, dass es uns in Deutschland alle sehr, sehr freut, dass der Grubi ja, wirklich sehr, sehr erfolgreich dort spielt.
Thank you. If there are no more questions, this concludes Leon Draisaitl's media availability. Head coach Dave Tippett. If you have questions, please use the raise hand function. If you have a follow-up question, ask it following your first. Ryan Rashog, TSN.
Dave, in the 4 games, I think there's been 30-plus goals between these two teams. Is it something just about the mix of offense, or what have you seen in these games where it's been so wide open?
You're talking about the games against Winnipeg, obviously?
Yes,
Yeah,
sorry.
Yeah, no, I think, you know, you look at both teams, especially at forward, have some high-end skill that you get opportunities, you can capitalize. So they've been entertaining games.
I know you always say you worry about your team, but this is the first time you'll face them this year where they have Dubois down the middle. Can you discuss what they bring down the middle with their centers and how that matchup works with your group?
Yeah, we'll see. You know, I haven't watched much of them yet. I'll watch some of them this afternoon. But obviously they added a good player, a good centerman there. But they've been playing some of their centers on wings, so we'll see how it goes tonight.
Jim Matheson, Post Media.
Dave, apart from maybe Koskinen playing goal, any other lineup changes this evening?
Yeah, we possibly have a couple. We're dealing with a couple injuries.
Okay. And Tyson Barrie, there seems to be this segment of Oiler fans who you know, look at his defense, say, I can't play defense, and yet you've been waiting for years and years to get an offensive defenseman to play with Connor McDavid and Leon Draisaitl. Is there a trade-off? I mean, there's only so many Victor Hedmans in the league who can play both ends of the ice equally well.
Well, every player you try to, you know, the coaching staff's job is to put a player in a position where you can maximize his talents. So Tyson's come in, he's a high-end offensive player. He's worked his way into playing very well on our power play, and he's him and Nurse have got to be a pretty good pair here. So the elements that he brings to the game, you got to make sure you're maximizing those, and he's lived up to his end of the bargain and he's played very well.
Rob Tuchkowski, Post Media.
Hi, Dave. You guys are barely off the ice after just a huge win in Calgary, and already your sights have to shift ahead to this another huge, massive second place battle with the Winnipeg Jets. What's the key to guys not getting overwhelmed by the enormity of this schedule? Is it something that the coaches have to get involved with?
Well, we talk about it all the time, managing the schedule but Winnipeg's in the exact same boat. They played a big game last night too, so that there's no advantages either way, So we've talked about it 100 times, the schedule, the games, how many games in so many days, and the recognition of you got to focus on the next game in front of you and then go after that. So that's been our plan all along, and that won't change tonight.
I'm wondering about the overtime loss points. I know that it isn't anything that you can control or whatever, but do you look at, it ultimately might involve, a shift in playoff spaces. You got a team behind you that has 8 of them. You don't have any. Does the league need to look at that and reassess the way it awards points?
Well, they have the regulation win points, and those become a factor in some of the ties. So that's the way they look at it.
Jim Matheson.
Dave, I presume Koskinen is playing goal this evening. Is that so?
Yes.
And in the situation of Kara, he's still going to be out for a while?
Day to day. He skated again today, but he hasn't got cleared to play yet. So I think he's going to get through today. They wanted to check some things on him today, but he looks fine. He's out there skating, so we'll see. Hopefully it's just day to day.
Kelly Moore, CJOB.
Hey, Dave, understanding that, each game is a little bit different, but with this hectic part of the schedule now, and forgive me if this has been asked by your media before, but getting shift lengths to be manageable so players don't get burned out and can handle the heavy load, is that something that has been a little more prevalent this year than maybe in others?
Yeah, you're always monitoring everybody on the wear and tear on their body. Our fitness people do a real good job of monitoring things day to day, and we stay pretty close to things, whether certain players are getting overloaded or some of the taxi squad needs more of a load. So we monitor those things every day. It is. I would be lying to you if I didn't tell you it was more prevalent this year because of the hectic schedule. We want to make sure that we're not overtaxing somebody. But that being said, you get in a game and it's a tight game and you have certain people you want to use in certain situations. It's a lot of that stuff goes on the back burner and you're trying to win that game. So it's stuff that you monitor, but you get in a game and you have to have a feel for the game and who's playing at the level needed and how much they need to play.
And you're well into your second half now, Dave, but have you seen that uptick in intensity, where all of a sudden now the playoff mode is really starting to develop in these games, maybe more so than it might have, say games 10 through 20, that sort of thing?
Yeah, I think, with no training camp, I think everybody was, you're getting a feel for what's going on, no fans, everybody was in that, feeling out process probably the first 10 or 15 games. But now you're seeing every game just looks, the points are so valuable, you're watching who's winning. Are they 3-point games? I mean, it is a playoff feel mode that as the season's gone on, I would agree with you. The intensity continues to ramp up, and I think it's going to continue that way all the way to the finish. I think it's going to be very tight right to the end, and it'll be great for great hockey.
Any more questions? Thank you. This concludes Dave Tippett's media availability.